They should tell me, that's the thing.
Huh?
At 10, yes.
It's 10 o'clock now. Oh, they don't.
Distinguished guests, family, and friends, welcome to our 20th graduation ceremony. May I please request your cooperation with the following. Please do not use flash photography. Please do not leave your seats during the ceremony. Please turn off your cell phones and put them to silence. Ladies and gentlemen, the opening session of the graduation will be taking place in 2 phases. For the first phase, I'd request you to remain seated. Once the opera singers have concluded their performance, I will announce the second phase, for which you will be requested to rise. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first phase of the opening session has now taking place. Please remain seated. ladies.
No, I will never leave you down. No, I will never laugh at your tears. No, I will never bend the bridges you left to cross. Believe my truth. It's only the ways of love I know. Here I am. I'm from the hearts of hearts. Bare khobokanang batlhabani ba mathoko otlhe. Pilediwa ya lwela nna ga ke yona thotobolo a itsane ba gaeno ba kutsitse e rile go utlwa pitso tsa lona tsa maruping. Thupa lona ya borupo ja ba kgatla e ba kgatlhile le sang go ikaega ka ditime tsa gabele gonne lona le ba letsora ga kaine. Ditumediso go modimo le badimo go botlhe bagolo ba setšhaba. A tlotlo le ditebogo di lebiswe go mafika bana ba mmalo khuno bo Ramotshola Thebe. Brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, to all the children of my people, I'm here to request the order of the universe to shine amongst you, beloved. Heaven has defied all myths by gathering thunder with a clash of oblivion, and the mighty waters of grace fell out of the face of man. We were at will. We saw the first light closer to our birth, with our eyes floating in murky water, sounding songs of time that began. We stayed at will to cry, seeking the return to our first birth. Now hence these tears to fill the cup and quench the thirst of unredeemed eternity, and the magic story shall be heard in the orchestra, longing for freedom. Okay, perhaps let us enter the chapter of Book of Repetition. Yes, the pleasures of anticipation. Here in this place, I see you. I feel you. I see the dreams that have disappeared with the touch of a morning light. Through the channels of your eyes, all reality is revealed. That yearning and persistence. Now the reality I see in your eyes, it is that kind of fire. It reveals who you are. But the sadness and loneliness which you have inherited from your mother's womb and your father's seeds continues to darken the light in you. I am not sending you home to go and curse your mothers and fathers. I want you to begin a new path and find your way in the pleasures of anticipation. Okay, today I came to talk about flowers. Just we had a good smell abound, for the echoes of my sadness had never pleased man. It is not only flowers that I came to talk about, but there are butterflies as well, basking on the radiant colors of blossoming flowers. You don't know how happy I am to tell you that. You don't know how happy I am to tell you that this beautiful story, you have no reference to it. Because this story, for it to happen, there was a wailing wind, raging fire of seeking control, a form of absolute belonging with all the world's gifts. Now sing me a song, tell me a story of a lifetime. But never forget this, that the waste of life lies in the love that is not given, the power that is not used, and that selfish prudence which is shaking pains, misses happiness as well. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Prophet JD. I'm the servant and the brother, and here I bring the Book of Repetition. I thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's rise for the academic procession to take place and keep standing until the registrar has placed the mace on the stage. Can the academic procession also follow and take their seats? And may the faculty also get seated. Thank you. You may all be seated.
ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, esteemed faculty, proud family members, and of course, the graduates of the class of 2025, good morning, and a heartfelt welcome to this momentous occasion at the Vinci Institute in our beautiful South Africa. Yes, for a few hours, we want to lift our heads above the dark clouds and storms of the current time and focus on the beauty and blessing of our life. Today is such a day. We are privileged to share in the blessing to celebrate the dawn of new horizons, emerges at the end of the academic phase of those whom we honor at the ceremony. As we stand here today on October 30th, 2025, under the vibrant African sky, I want to extend the warmest of welcome to a few people in particular. Firstly, to our community guests who have joined us, Dr. Shumani Koiteni from the Ileki Foundation. I would also like to specifically welcome the following doctorate students and their families and guests and supervisors. Firstly, Arnoldus Daniel Deploy, along with his spouse, Hetty Deploy, supervisor, Dr. Rudolf van Buren, daughter, Jean-Marie Deploy, colleague, Yolandi Marie, and language editor, Sandy van der Merwe. Secondly, the student, Miss Juliet Fourie, her spouse, Kobus Fourie, mother, Christy Lowe, son, Julian Fourie, daughter, Colette Fourie, and supervisor, Dr. Shirley Lloyd. Thirdly, the third student I'd like to single out this morning is Mr. Beki Mdekane, with his daughter Luandulwazi Mtabeki and nephew Tuto Mdekane. Our fourth doctoral student, Mr. Jeremiah Mundondo, accompanied today by spouse Sheila Mundondo and daughter Ruvimbo Tendai Mandu. And then our fifth doctoral student, Mr. Gabapelo Emmanuel Philip, along with spouse Kebone Kelly Philip and sons Buahu Atang Philip and Anaya Riatile Philip. Then I would like to also welcome our Chairperson of Senate, Dr. Gavin Isaacs, Executive Member of Convocation, Dr. John Mingwenya, Strategic Advisory Board Member, Mr. Mike Morgan, Chairperson of the Finance, Audit, IT and Infrastructure and Risk Committee, Ms. Anusha Tiruth, Chairperson of the Institutional Forum, Ms. Natasha Naidu, our Chief Executive, Professor Benjamin Anderson, our keynote speaker, Dr. Tirani Mabundu, Student Governance Council, Mr. Patrick Mugumo, Senate members, heads of program, and heads of faculty, and of course, our Da Vinci staff. Also like to welcome industry guests from Capitec, Mr. Wayne Redman and Ms. Tracy Harmse, from DHL, Ms. Nolwazi Chikala and Mr. Bradley Edwards, and from NTM, Ms. Cecilia Chabalala. As I welcome you, I would like to, of course, welcome especially all our graduates and wish them congratulations. You have arrived at this pinnacle through grit, curiosity, and an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. I want to just share some welcoming thoughts. You have been immersed in a transformative education that bridges theory and practice, academia, and the real world. Your journey has been guided by clarity of passion, clarity of purpose, and fueled by an unyielding passion that has kept you going when times were tough and throwing in the towel at times a tempting option. In South Africa, a land of resilience and boundless potential, you've learned to harness technology, empower communities, ignite innovation, and solve pressing challenges like inequality and sustainability, centering people in every endeavor in the spirit of Ubuntu, and think systemically to build interconnected and equitable futures and co-create it along with partners. Today is more than what you have learned, it's about who you've become. You are visionaries equipped to lead in an uncertain world, always imagining the ripple effects of the work ahead and making sure it will be your best work yet. Yes, there are clouds and storms that often blot out the sun. If we turn on the television and read the newspapers these days, we would be forgiven to feel depressed and concerned. But let that be an inspiration that the world needs your warmth, your uplift, and your inspiration now more than ever. Embrace the unknown with open hearts, turn challenges into opportunities, and let your passion light the way. Because you are change makers, innovators, and the architects and creators of tomorrow. Enjoy the day as you step forward in the privilege of higher education, but remember to find the infinite ways that you pay this privilege forward. Once again, a warm welcome to all here present. Welcome to this joyous celebration. Let the ceremonies begin, and may your future be as bright as the stars over our beloved continent. Congratulations, and welcome to the class of 2025.
Thank you, Prof. Kisweta. I call upon Professor Benjamin Anderson, the CEO, to come to the stage.
Good morning, everybody. I thought it's appropriate in the concluding event of our 20th year of existence that we just have a short overview, and if they can just project the infographic. So the question could be, in our quest for freeing the minds of people, how many people have been engaged with that, and to what extent have we been successful in doing such? I think the testimonies over the past 2 decades of people making a change in real-world circumstances, be it at the boardroom level, be it at executive level, be it at a junior level, it really doesn't matter. But through our programs, we really allowed people at different places within workplace to be successful. And just to run through it, in 2007, we had our first graduation, and there are today one of our doctorates who are graduating when we still had our partnership before Da Vinci as an entity existed on its own with Warwick University, and we will talk about that later on. But first, we have a certificate in technology management and innovation. We had a certificate in technology management innovation, and of those, there are 560 graduates. We had a diploma in the management of technology and innovation, and that produced 352. These diploma graduates were particularly from the space of mining, of ICT, and of Eskom within the energy generation space. We also have currently still a high certificate in the management of technology and innovation, and of that, there's 1,015 graduates. We also have the Bachelor's in Commerce, which started in 2012, and we have 966 graduates. Then we have a postgraduate diploma in business leadership, which started recently, and of those we've got 60 graduates. The Doctor of Philosophy in Management and Technology and Innovation, a total of 168 graduates. We also have a Doctor of Management in Technology and Innovation, of which there are 45 graduates, a Master's in the Management of Technology and Innovation, of which there are 87, and the Master's in Business Leaderships, which is a fairly new program, of which there are 4 graduates. So in total, number of graduates over the past 20 years for Da Vinci is a total of 3,525. I want to celebrate each of these 3,525 students. I hope they would all, and I believe they will take up a space of co-creators. They will take up a space of being self-directed in their life. As we heard last night from our doctoral candidates, life happens. And I appreciate when people amidst circumstances can stay self-directed, because it's in that very moment that your self-directedness would show. Are you a master of what you do? Do you have real purpose? And do you operate as an autonomous individual? Therefore, you don't look around the world and say, what is the world giving to me? But you decide how you engage the world and the social context. So this was just a small insert to say, this is our 20th year. We celebrate all of you and thank you for journeying with us. And we are very proud that we can offer today and have the ceremony. I just thought it appropriate that for a quick moment I want to ask one of our colleagues, Mduduzi, from the Convocation Office, just to come to the front. I said he doesn't need to deliver a speech, but we have since the beginning of this year structured our convocation engagement and our alumni engagement. So I just want you to be introduced to him. Post the ceremony, you'll have the opportunity to sign off, opt in, becoming a convocation member, which we hope you will consider. But I just thought I want to introduce you to him so that you are not surprised when you get a friendly email from Mdu. Mduduzi?
Program Director, the academics, Mr. President, thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to be quick. I'm going to try to be quick. My name is Mduduzi Biela. I'm the alumni and alumni coordinator for Da Vinci Institute. So I would like to congratulate on reaching this incredible milestone today. It's not just the end of your academic journey. It is a beginning of your lifelong relationship with Da Vinci Institute family. As you step into the next chapter, we are proud to officially welcome you to our alumni convocation community. You are now a part of a network of leaders, innovators, and change makers who continue to make difference beyond these walls. After the ceremony, I would like to invite you to visit the convocation and alum table just outside. I'll share more information about how we can stay connected, participate in future events, and continue to grow with us as part of the Da Vinci community. Once again, congratulations, and I thank you.
Thank you, Mduduzi. I call upon Dr. Gavin Isaacs, the chairperson of Senate, to constitute this congregation.
Good morning to the President, Prof. Edward Kieswetter. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. By the power vested in me as Chairperson of Senate, I hereby constitute this congregation as a lawful gathering of the Da Vinci Institute for Technology Management.
Thank you, Dr. Gavin. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you your keynote speaker, Dr. Tirani Mabunda.
Thank you very much, Program Director, to the President and the Chairperson of Senate, the board members and Senate members present here, the Convocation and the Strategic Advisory Board, the Principal and CEO, the Executive Committee, deans, faculty members, distinguished guests present here, graduates, family members, the friends who have accompanied you, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I said good morning. Thank you. It is a profound honor for me to stand before you today on an occasion that marks not only a personal triumph for each of the graduates, but also celebrating Da Vinci's 20 years of existence. Not only that, we need to reflect as we meet here as academics and intellectuals. This gives us an opportunity to collectively reflect on the future of our nation and our world. I would like to express my gratitude to Da Vinci Institute for the honor of inviting me to deliver the keynote address at this event. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to each of the graduates present here on reaching this important milestone of celebrating the achievement of your qualifications in their different categories from the higher certificate to doctoral level. Each one of you has earned your stripes through resilience, through sacrifice, and through hard work. The theme that I prepared for my short address, it's about 10 or so minutes, it's, I quote, using educational programs and outcomes to reposition South Africa in a globally reforming multilateral environment, I close quote. My hope is that this will also amplify Da Vinci's 2025 graduation theme, which is one entitled Freedom. Our former president, Nelson Mandela's most popular quote was, I quote, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world, close quote. Ladies and gentlemen, as we gather to celebrate the achievements of the graduates here today, we must also confront some uncomfortable truth. South Africa, like many democracies in the global south, stands at a crossroads. Despite being endowed with rich constitutional values, abundant mineral resources, a significant youth dividend, and formidable intellectual capital, we are gridlocked by a system that often confuses process with progress, legality with legitimacy, and consultation with transformation. This is not just an institutional problem, but it is also an intellectual challenge, one that the education system and its outcomes and products must rise to meet. Although the time constraints of my 10 minutes address do not give me the latitude to be elaborate, I'll squeeze a few high-level perspectives supporting the theme I've already announced. The first perspective is education should be a strategic intervention and not just an opportunity. We must stop thinking of education solely as a personal upliftment tool and start treating it as a national strategic asset. In a reforming global order, where multilateral institutions are shifting focus, where economic alliances are being redrawn, and where countries are jostling for relevance, graduates, and I'm specifically saying graduates, not graduates, because most of you are holding your belts. you'll only be graduates after you have been kept. I'm saying graduates should not only be job seekers, but they must be problem solvers, system challengers, and reform architects. Education should not be seen as a passport to escape poverty alone. It must also be a deliberate blueprint for building the future we desire. If we continue to produce graduates who only conform to broken systems, we will remain globally peripheral. But if we equip our graduates with the creativity to reimagine governance, business, and society, we have a chance to reposition South Africa as a serious developmental actor in the multipolar world that we live in today. The second perspective I would like to share with you is from constitutionalism and proceduralism to purpose. Our constitution promises transformation, but our institutions are clogged by legalism, paralyzed by over-consultation, and often fail to deliver because of gridlocked governance and an incapable state, drowning in legalistic victories that would never translate into lived change. If you want to understand why South Africa's developmental agenda has stagnated, you should pay attention to what Singapore's founding president said about India in 2009. In his characteristically blunt style, Lee Kuan Yew argued that, I quote, "India's greatest strength on paper are its democracy, diversity, and constitution. But these are also its greatest developmental obstacles." He added that India, I quote, "was too divided to act with unity." I would urge you to pay attention to this part of his quote. I'll repeat. India is too divided to act with unity, too democratic to plan long term, too legalistic to move quickly, and too caught up in procedure to ever become an industrially developed state like China, Germany, or even Singapore. Ladies and gentlemen, if you replace India with South Africa, you land on a frighteningly accurate diagnosis of South Africa's prevailing post-apartheid circumstances. Just like India, South Africa has become a democracy where every action is contested and where procedural performance substitutes for developmental delivery. This is the fundamental contradiction of South Africa's post-apartheid order that Lee Kuan Yew warned about, where a nation celebrates the Constitution as a vehicle of liberation, but is so entangled in its procedurism and hyper-legalism to neutralize governance, planning, reformation, and transformation. Despite its celebrated constitutional prowess, South Africa is moving backwards on most developmental indicators. Most meaningful changes get bogged down in the very procedural safeguards that were supposed to protect transformation, and most crises turn into commissions of inquiry, which are an end in themselves. I'm sure you have seen in the recent past, we don't watch anything else on TV but commissions and ad hoc committees. I'm convinced that these dichotomies are analogous of what Oscar Wilde's paradoxical statement said, I quote, "There are two tragedies in life, only two. One is not getting what you want, and the other one is getting it. We wanted democracy, we have it, we must watch carefully what it is doing to us and address it." Ladies and gentlemen, in my view of these fundamental contradictions, the graduates here that we are celebrating today must ask some tough questions. One of them being, How do we move from procedural compliance to purposeful action? How do we retain the moral clarity of our laws while breaking the inertia they sometimes create? I have a clarion call for each one of you, graduates here. The education you have obtained must empower you not just to follow rules, but to interrogate them, not just to design policies, but to implement them, and not just to manage systems, but to reform them when they no longer serve the purpose. The third perspective that I would like to share with you is global relevance through local innovation. We live in a world where geopolitical power is tilting. The global south is asserting itself. The community of BRICS countries is expanding. Multilateral reform is on the agenda. South Africa will not earn its place in the new order by virtue of history or geography. We must innovate from the margins, offering solutions in energy, in education, health, digital governance, and the green economy that others want to emulate. And I'm afraid in this score, our basic education, people think of higher education, but it starts with basic education. It's failing us in terms of quality education in this regard. Educational programs must be restructured to be globally literate but locally grounded. Our curricula must speak both the language of global competitiveness and the dialects of township and rural realities. Outcomes must be measured not only by employment, but by impact. The impact on communities, on systems, and on the nation's trajectory. The last but least trajectory I want to share with you before I step down is the responsibility of graduates in a fractured democracy. The graduates that are here today are joining a privileged minority of graduates, and they will do so after the ceremony today. With that privilege comes responsibility, not just to yourself or your families, but to society. We live in a fractured democracy, as I've said, where inequality is hardening into resentment and disillusionment is breeding apathy. Your high walls where you live will not protect you the day the masses riot. It is your responsibility and our responsibility collectively as intellectuals and academics to become bridges between knowledge and action, which is what Da Vinci propagates, between the past and the future, and between the governed and those who govern. Our generation must refuse to inherit silence, cynicism, and surrender. South Africa does not need more spectators. It needs educated disruptors, committed to equity, justice, and sustainable development. The last perspective I would like to share with you is the Da Vinci imperative. Program Director, ladies and gentlemen, what better place to ignite the changes I alluded to in my short keynote address than here at Da Vinci Institute? The very name of our alma mater evokes the spirit of Leonardo da Vinci, a visionary who was neither bound by discipline nor constrained by convention. Each of the graduates here must adopt the Da Vinci imperative as well. You must think beyond disciplines, beyond borders, beyond limitations. Let your education be the starting point of courageous leadership, of ethical enterprise, and of a developmental agenda that is proudly African, fiercely independent, and globally respected. After all, Da Vinci Institute's Mode 2 context-driven, problem-focused, and interdisciplinary knowledge production approach has imbued you with impactful and translational research, which is not an end in itself, but is replete with applicability, social accountability, and reflexivity. Program Director, let me conclude by addressing the graduates directly. As you step into the world with your hard-earned qualifications, remember the following. Your success is not only a reflection of what you have mastered, but also a measure of what you are now called upon to change. You must not allow systems to stagnate under the weight of the country's laws. Use your education that you have earned here to breathe life into our democracy, to reform our institutions, to anchor South Africa in a new global future. Our future defined not by inherited weaknesses, but by intellectual bravery. Once more, congratulations to each one of you. Get out there and rebuild the world by championing the triple helix model, where government, universities, and industry collaborate to drive innovation, develop new technologies, transfer knowledge, stimulate entrepreneurship, and fuel sustainable economic growth. I thank you. Inkomu.
Could Miss Sushi Padiachi please come forward to hand over the gift of thanks on behalf of the Institute? Thank you, Dr. Mabunda. Any students that are named on the program but not present here to graduate today will graduate in absentia. I call on Professor Lucky Matebula, the head of program, to congratulate the students. Movna Demes Kuma Shana, cum laude. Adnan Sharunara, cum laude. Zinande Dionase. Zinande Gionase. Thank you. Letitia Fori, cum laude. Johan Havegna, cum laude. Tembegile Veronica Machola. Joseph Mutuma. Evan Jaco McDonald, cum laude. Muledi Jack Tosago, cum laude. I call on Ms. Nolwazi Tsikala and Mr. Bradley Edwards, the representatives from DHL, to join Professor Metebula to congratulate the students. Ian John Patrick Bullard, cum laude. Charles Berger, cum laude. Ayanda Innocent Kondo. Jabile Gertrude Makanyi. Paul Ellen Matibe. Dikeledi, Anna Mogotlwa. Darius Muriti. Lisareng Mabel Musineke. John Sabelo Mpondo. Selina Mkwebo. Pridishni Munsami, cum laude. Ntushekani Kingsley Ngulele. Tebucho Nancy Ntlebi. Carl David Sneyman, cum laude. We thank DHL for investing in the students. Ms. Tsakala and Mr. Edwards, you may take your seats. I call on Prof. Benjamin Anderson to congratulate the students for DSI. botlhokwa bokamoso Giankis. Dipuo Christina Kimurwe. Henry Makane. Rifilwe Martha Manuka Mangope. Tshireletso Keletso Modise. Lerato Sharon Mushima. Rifilwe Phemelo Dire. Tamsanga Kunz Ntwasa. Tapelo Nyepe. Umogolo Neo Lisedi Ramakobia. Nomusa Lorraine Shikishi. We thank the Department of Science and Innovation for investing in the students. Ngebo Machaya. Neto Machaya. Thank you, Santam, for investing in the student. Thank you, Professor Matebula. You may take your seat.
Next up, it's going to be our BCom and Business Management graduates. The people who know exactly how to manage a business, and hopefully one day their family budgets too. Chairperson, I request you to confer the qualification of Bachelor of Commerce and Business Management to the candidates I present to you. I call on Dr. Mamahao Sekapane, the program head of the BCom program, to congratulate the students who've completed the BCom program. The following students completed the program with electives in aviation management. Lang Brendan Adam. Brendan's workspace challenge was digital transformation in insurance, a Braveheart case study enhancing customer satisfaction and efficiency. Mpa Matembani. The work-based challenge here was enhancing reporting mechanisms to improve flight culture in South African Air Force. Nembudani Bridget Kumlada. The work-based challenge here is a quantitative analysis of cybersecurity measures to strengthen South Africa's aviation resilience. Fundameist Enrique Clinton. The work-based challenge here was enhancing passenger satisfaction and operational efficiency, an Airlink case study. The following students completed their program with electives in creativity management. Zhang Rani, cum laude. The work-based challenge here is exploring the influence of whole brain thinking in employee performance. The following students completed their program with electives in financial services management. Buthelezi Sipesihle. The work-based challenge here is exploring the effect of hybrid work model on employee well-being in a retail bank. Firi Katano. The work-based challenge here is exploring artificial intelligence adoption investment banking, a Gauteng Merchants Bank case study. Wheeler Aline. The work-based challenge is enhancing customer experience using automated messaging in ATM dispute resolutions. Leka Me Moloto Isaiah Tumisang Prince. And the work-based challenge is enhancing customer experience. Work-based challenge here is understanding the case business needs of emerging owners in Ekurhuleni. I call on Wayne Redman and Ms. Tracy Homsey, representatives from Capitec, to join Dr. Sekapana on stage to congratulate the students who completed the program with electives in financial services management. Now you can make that noise. Cool. We've got Bram Simone Tamara. The work-based challenge is exploring the migration to cloud-based systems in retail banking and examination of prioritization, client experience, and IT business synergy. Damon Chantal Renee cum laude. The work-based challenge here is the effect of leadership on employee performance at Capitec Bank. Fisher Deirdre. Work-based challenge is enhancing organizational communications strategies to mitigate confusion and frustration during change processes in Capitec Bank. October Bridget Judine. Work-based challenge, exploring the effects of cultural differences on workplace collaboration, communication, and inclusion. Oma Watika, cum laude. The work-based challenge is strategies for reducing turnaround time to fill vacancies for scarce skill positions at Capitec Bank. Rampisa Ramakoteti. The work-based challenge is exploring strategies to migrate Gauteng Capitec Bank clients to digital banking in Gauteng. Rudolf Gert Jacobus. The work-based challenge is exploring innovative solutions for rural banking in South Africa, a case study of mobile banking and financial literacy. Fonda Ride Nasli. The work-based challenge here is scaling internal mobility challenge to enhance workplace agility at Capitec Bank. Cum laude. We thank Capitec Bank for investing in their students. Mr. Redman and Ms. Homse, you may take your seats. Poishielo Poitumelo. The work-based challenge here is the effect of high staff turnover in the Life Alice feature team. That's what we need. Keep them celebrations coming. We thank First National Bank in investing in their students. The following students who are about to call out have completed electives in project management. Gazite Tibojo Veronica. The work-based challenge here is exploring remote work and evolving concepts of work-life balance. Cool, I've got it. Kuchemo Petrus Jacobas Stephanus. The work-based challenge here is the effect of structured inventory management on stock turnover ratio and return on investment in the second-hand industry. Mika Lewis, the work-based challenge exploring the effects of job migration on the local business economy in Tshwane. Bongegile Masangwani. Supporting business goals through the management of systems and technology in retail banking. The pronunciation. Tischelhauser, Jutta. Work-based challenge, a qualitative study on employees' adoption of the Fourth Industrial Revolution at Yaskawa, Southern Africa. Cum laude. Zama Amelia Augusta Deborah. Work-based challenge is assessing the effect of learning and development on employment development at Triple Z Technology. This time around, I'm calling on the representative of Ms. Cecilia Shabalala from MTN to join Dr. Sekapana on stage to congratulate her students. Davis Samira. The work-based challenge is a cross-sectional study of MTN customer satisfaction with DSV's delivery service. Mafuna Kethiwe Matenyana. Exploring how MTN customers perceive the new MTN pricing plans. Congratulations. Oh, what a beautiful name. Makaya akhiwe kahle owethu. Adoption readiness for self-service kiosk, a qualitative study of MTN store customers. Vuyo Manyane. A quantitative investigation into reliable network connections, addressing the challenges and prospects of the networks in rural Limpopo and Eastern Cape. You're shaking. Umlangeni letho kuhle. Exploring the impacts of MTN Yellow Cane in rural South Africa, community perspectives from KwaZulu-Natal and Limpopo. This one is reminding me not to forget the cum laude. Mlotshwa Kamgelo Honifa, cum laude. The work-based challenge is unlocking the puzzle of customer churn, understanding behaviors, patterns, and strategies in MTN telecommunications. Mnguni Thandeka. Maintaining internal ethical standards in the hybrid workplace environment and digitalized workspace in MTN. Ramarola, Oriabetse Tiamo. Exploring perceptions of e-learning and in-person training in customer care performance, a qualitative study. Thusi Mthokozisi Fila. A quantitative analysis of how customer agents at MTN Johannesburg perceive shifts in customer needs over recent years. Toyana Kamagelo Kabelo Precious. Mitigation of theft and vandalism at MTN Johannesburg Towers with a focus on the Nasrec Tower site. Vepinar Garrett Charles, cum laude. Addressing economic stability for inner city car guards in Johannesburg. Aliziwe. Work-based challenge exploring motivation levels in hybrid environments, a study of MTN South Africa's customer experience officers. Thank you so much, Ms. Shabalala. You may take your seat. We thank MTN for investing in their students. Just some additions to the program. Okay, we'll have to come back. We'll have to come back to that, that's fine. Okay, guys, we're going to have to come back to this. We're going to have to come back.
Just tell them to please bear with us
Just 2 seconds. We're just trying to get the topics, the work-based challenge topics, and then we'll be fine. Okay, is this the Mary Jane? Okay. Sorted. Okay. That's still part of MTN, right? Mary Jane Majidiso Selao. The work-based challenge here is exploring the effect of well-organized procedures on conflict management in retail banking in Gauteng. Okay, sure. Congratulations. Wallace Kimberly, cum laude. Enhancing logistics efficiency during peak season, a quantitative analysis of workforce, space, and technology.
Chairperson, I request you to confer the qualification postgraduate diploma in business leadership for the candidates I present to you. I call on Professor Benjamin Anderson, Head of Program for the Postgraduate Diploma, to join on stage to congratulate the students. The following students completed their program with elective in Business Innovation Management. Leyeni Pakome Yawesi. The following students completed electives in marketing management. Yana Brits, cum laude. The project title, Greenwashing Marketing Tactics, the effects of greenwashing on brand confidence and consumer behavior. Adele Hart Diergen. Project title, the utilization of South African MICE industries as a catalyst for economic growth. Carmen Ann Hockey. Project title, perception of renting versus buying property amongst young adults in South Africa. Bonginkosi Samuel Madlala. Project title, the influence of financial literacy on combating individual and household debts in South Africa. The following students completed electives in operation management. Lerato Moria Bukhoshi, cum laude. Project title, a quantitative inquiry into the role of professional bodies in supporting the transition from legacy to occupational qualification within the South African National Qualification Framework. Valerie Miere, project title, Developing Balanced Measurements for Partner Evaluation in Professional Service Firms, a Michael Roach case study. Kevin Ruby de Boer, project title, Agile Adoption and Digital Transformation in Banking, Challenges and Enablers at Absa Bank. The following students completed electives in risk-based integrated management. Courtney Melissa Marco, project title, Investigating the Role of a Personal Brand in Enhancing Employability Among Job Seekers in South Africa. Leandra Angelina Mostert, project title, Exploring Motivation Factors Influencing Employee Retention at a retail bank in Johannesburg. Stephanie Sigaban Parker, cum laude. Project title, Evaluating the Psychological Effect of Continuous Job Rejection on Employment-Seeking Individual. The following students completed electives in Strategic Digital Transformation Management. Olwetu Duze, project title, An Investigation of Ingenious African Botanicals as an Alternative Active for Mineral Sunscreen. Prince Hlubi Hadebe, project title, Urban Agriculture as a Technological Solution to Food Security Challenges in South Africa. The following student completed elective in Supply Chain Management. Narita Pillay, cum laude. Project title, Exploring the Strategic Integration of Lincoln Lubrication South Africa by SKF South Africa.
Oh my, haven't they wowed us already? Uh, while they're back by popular demand, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome on stage once more the Josie Opera.
Thank you. Please join us on the next song. Please feel free to sing if you know the song. If you don't, just feel free to stand up and dance with us. Thank you.
Oh, wow, that was amazing. Now we get into the master's program. And these are the masters in business leadership, the ones who've mastered leading people, leading projects, and occasionally leading themselves to coffee at 2 a.m. Chairperson, I request you to confer the following qualification, Master of Business Leadership, on the candidates I present to you. Prof. Ben Anderson, the head of program of masters, to congratulate the students who completed this program. Mfega, Tandega, Precious. Comparing entrepreneurial intent and its determinants. Comparing entrepreneurial intent and its determinants among Masters of Business Administration and other postgrad business students at Wits Strand Business School. Chairperson, I request you to confer the qualification of Master's Management in Technology and Innovation on the candidates I present to you. Kankholo Christian Kolonji. Project title, Analyzing Implementation Barriers of Entrepreneurial Development Training Program in a South African Training Institute. Sithole Themba Joseph, Health and Safety Compliance at the Port of Richards Bay. The following students I'm about to call up next graduated in May 2025, and she joins us today. Fashionably so. Muthi Megisita Warimu. Project title, Enablers and Barriers to Learning Transfer into Workplace.
Chairperson, I request you to confer the qualification Doctor of Management in Technology and Innovation. I call on Dr. Gavin Isaac, Head of Program for Doctoral Qualification, to congratulate the students. Arnoldus Daniel. Arnoldus Daniel Duploy. May your supervisor please also join us. Arnoldus Daniel Duploy. Title, Developing an Integrated Business Analytics Framework to Enhance the Performance of Capital Infrastructure Projects.
The aim and objective of the study was to develop an integrated business analytics framework to enhance capital projects performance in large organizations in South Africa, but also specifically in ESCA. The contribution of the studies and development of this integrated business framework have three distinct impacts on an organization. The first, it will be part of a training and development mechanism. It will secondly be a process where a project team can be led from start to finish on a comprehensive development of a well-defined project plan. And thirdly, it is then also used as a post-mortem to go back to determine what went wrong and why a project wasn't successful in terms of capital spend and time. The biggest benefit of the study was, first of all, to determine exactly why capital projects are not successful. The second one is obviously to determine in this, shall we say, this world of project management, what are the key dependencies, interdependencies, but most of all, what are the relationships and what are the impacts of these relationships if they are not firstly identified in time, developed in time, or managed in time. That will contribute to cost overrun and schedule overrun.
Juliet Fourie. Project title, A Strategic Framework for Sector Skills Planning in the Freight Forwarding and Customs Clearing Sector, a South African Perspective.
The aim of my study was to design a strategic framework for the sector skills planning, and specifically the freight forwarding and customs compliance industry in the transport sector of South Africa, focusing as objectives on analyzing the fragmented data and inaccurate information for the sector skills plan. Also really looking at investigating professionalization as a means to build capacity and align accurate skills. And in the end, design that strategic framework that could assist with accurate sector skills planning in the transport sector. The study contributed both to empirical evidence and strategic insight in a fragmented skills sector planning. It introduced a systems thinking strategic framework that can be adapted for other sectors as well to ensure there's no misalignment in sector skills planning. It elevated the discourse for professionalization in freight forwarding, showing the need for capacity building through professionalization and accurate alignment to skills planning. This will contribute not only to organizations but also to societies, as well as the alignment to the National Skills Plan of South Africa. My study is significant because it provides a roadmap for improving sectoral capacity, employment outcomes and transformation, not just organizational, but also community. It contributes to the South African skills agenda in a great way, ensuring that training and skills upliftment is not just compliant, but it is accurate and it's aligned for the workforce of South Africa and specifically for the freight forwarding and customs clearing sector.
Peggy Mtagane. Title: Enterprise and Supplier Development for SMMEs in South Africa, in South African mining host communities, socio-economic and political experiences in the Northern Cape.
The aim of my study was actually to investigate the socio-economic development and political experiences of the mining host communities within the mining sector in relation to enterprise and supplier development. The accomplishments of my study were actually to get to understand what the mining host communities are actually looking at when it comes to enterprise and supplier development. That investigation accomplished a lot because the findings thereof were actually based and came from the mining host communities participants. The benefits of the study are actually that the enterprises within the mining sector or the communities where I've actually investigated have benefited a lot in terms of understanding what is it that they need and how is it that they would like to improve their communities in terms of enterprise and supplier development.
Jeremiah Mundondo. Title: Exploring the Effect of Entrepreneurial Effectuation and Bricolage on Intention, Behaviors, and Perceived Success among Entrepreneurs in Resource-Constrained Environments.
The aim of my study was to investigate the role of resourceful behaviors in influencing entrepreneurship in resource-constrained environments. In terms of the objectives, firstly, I investigated the effect of entrepreneurial bricolage and entrepreneurial effectuation on behavior, intention, and success among entrepreneurs in an environment which has got resource constraints. So my study basically had the key benefit that it enabled entrepreneurs to be able to overcome resource barriers and therefore be able to start off their businesses and thereby stimulating entrepreneurship, because resources are usually the biggest barrier to entrepreneurship. So these behaviors, effectuation and bricolage, helped lower those barriers. In terms of helping the society, obviously, when you have a lot of entrepreneurs, you also have employment.
Khabapilo Emmanuel Philip. Title: A Knowledge Management Framework for Competitive Advantage in Botswana's Selected Mobile Network Operators.
My study sought to examine the state of knowledge management practice among the selected mobile network operators in Botswana telecommunications sector, with specific purpose to develop the conceptual framework to guide the telecommunication service providers in how to manage knowledge, share knowledge, and utilize it to improve their organizational processes. By standards, there were glaring gaps among the mobile network providers in how knowledge is shared. My studies will help the organizations and the telecommunications sector in general in the deployment of knowledge management for the effective utilization of knowledge, knowledge being the most sought after resource. We'd appreciate that most countries, particularly in the sub-Saharan region, they are moving towards the adoption of the knowledge-driven economy. So knowledge becomes a very key resource in the management and the supporting of decision-making, task and problem solving. So the study would sought to improve gaps in that area. I found the study being relevant from the context of knowledge sharing as well as the utilization of knowledge by their very standards compared to the region in general. As I indicated, the problem have been identified such that with the most of these mobile network operators, they lag behind in the sharing of knowledge. And that's where I believe my study becomes more relevant.
We would also like to acknowledge the late supervisor, Prof. Joel Chikada. Chairperson, I present to you the Da Vinci Institute Top Achievers Awards. The Da Vinci Institute recognizes students who have distinguished themselves among their peers in the following domains: management and leadership development, I call on Dr. Mamohao on the stage to congratulate the students. Ruan Fori, Management Fundamental, Technology, People, and Innovation Management. Lucille Starkey, Systems Theory and Problem Solving. Thank you, Dr. Mamohao. I call on Professor Benjamin Anderson to join us on stage to present the award. Professor Benjamin Anderson is to present the award in the management of technology and innovation to individuals who obtained distinctions and the highest average in the following modules: management and leadership development, problem solving, creative thinking, and decision making, self, other, and social context, management of technology, management of innovation, management of people, and managing systems. Pauline Tulile Shabalala, management of innovation. Shane John Mitchell, management of technology, self and other, social context. Professor Ben Anderson to present the award in the Master of Business Leadership to students who have distinguished themselves by obtaining the highest average score in the program. Samuel Lunga Mziwake. May the Josie Opera join us on stage for a song. Thank you.
We realized that people were shy on the last one. Maybe for this one, you will be able to join us. Thank you.
Hirilena kaibata. Akibata we ampara. Ekitawa dipuo. Tabatu. Harifele. Hirilena kaibata. Akibata we ampara. Ekitawa dipuo. Tabatu. Harifele. Hirinta tentekele. Hirinta tentekele. Hirinta tentekele. Tekele. Hirinta tentekele. Hirinta tentekele. Hirinta tentekele. Tekele. Hirilena kaibata. Akibata we apara. Ekitawa dipuo.
Thank you.
Harifele.
Thank you so much for that. Now we move on to the Senate Awards. These are the people who didn't just survive Da Vinci. They made it look easy. These are the people that rest of us question if they somehow had extra hours in their day. Because wow. Cool. So we're about to give these awards to graduates who went over and above their academic contributions and have demonstrated remarkable scholarly accomplishments. These awards are bestowed respectively so. And I would like to call up the Executive Dean, Dr. Gavin Isaacs, to present the following awards. The first award that I will be calling out today is the Da Vinci President's Award. The Da Vinci President's Award recognizes students in doctoral studies who, through excellence in applied research, contribute to a deepened or furthered understanding of what constitutes the Da Vinci Institute's approach to business management and leadership in technology, innovation, people, and systematic thinking. The students should, through their research activities, demonstrate an unquestionable contribution towards the creation of new knowledge and application as related to the management of technology, innovation, people, and all systems within a specific organizational context. And the recipient for this award goes to Dr. Regan Berry. Coming up next, we've got the Da Vinci Doctoral Academic Excellence Award. The aim of the Da Vinci Doctoral Academic Excellence Award is to acknowledge academic excellence demonstrated by a Da Vinci doctoral graduates, serve as an example of remarkability for fellow Da Vinci students, and lastly, promote Da Vinci Institute through the quality of students' contribution to the valuable research. While all doctoral research programs should demonstrate a remarkable contribution to new knowledge creation, the nominated candidates will be considered as exceptional. The recipient of this award goes to nobody else but Dr. Hester Katerina Valman. And now, the award is then called the Da Vinci Mandala Research Award. The mandala is a symbol of integrating different parts into synthesized constructs of subjective truth. The more we become integrated, or the more a piece of work is integrated, the more authentic it becomes in striving towards wholeness. This award distinguishes the level of integration, collecting as opposed to connecting ideas, theories, experiences, etc. As advanced in the relevant research study, the study is Transplantation in nature and demonstrates heterogeneity. You can tell an academic wrote this. The recipient of this award goes to nobody else but Dr. Ishunesu Amanchaka. Will receive it in absenteeism. But he's recorded a message. Could we please play that up?
It's a wonderful day. To the chairperson of Senate, Dr. Isaac, members of Senate, esteemed faculty members of the Vinci Institute, fellow graduates, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with humility and gratitude that I accept the Mandala Research Award. To be singled out by Senate from a cohort of brilliant and hardworking scholars is truly an honor, and I'm deeply moved. The philosophy epitomized by the Mandala Award of connecting rather than just collecting ideas, of seeing the whole system, was the very essence of my doctoral journey. This award is a recognition and a validation of the integration, transdisciplinary thinking, and ecosystematic approach applied during my PhD journey. The Da Vinci ethos challenged me to apply micro, meso, exo, and macro level thinking. It pushed me to weave through diverse theories, experiences, and data into what I hoped would be an authentic, integrated contribution. And I'm so grateful that the examiners and Senate saw the value of this effort. Of course, no research of this magnitude is a solo effort. This achievement is built on the support of the entire community. I am grateful to Senate, my supervisors, my family, especially my late wife and my son Imbi, who stood by me through my PhD journey. And finally, to my fellow graduates, 2025, congratulations. You have all reached an incredible milestone. As we move from this great institute, I hope we all carry the spirit of Mandala with us, to seek integration, to think systematically, to strive for wholeness and authenticity in all we do. Thank you once again for this extraordinary honor.
Thank you, Dr. Chaka. Now we move on to the Da Vinci Community Engagement Award. The Da Vinci Institute has incorporated community engagement and a commitment to a sustainable society as key components in all its program offerings. This award recognizes students who demonstrate a commitment towards community involvement and who have included community activities into their learning and research. The Institute defines community as a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common, including being unified by an organization or unifying interest. And the recipient for this award, Dr. Sarah Bint Munir Khan. She'll be receiving this in absenteeism. A round of applause, please.
Hi, everyone. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person to receive this, but I wanted to extend my gratitude and my thanks to the Da Vinci Institute for awarding me this Community Engagement Award. It means a lot, and I think it means the most because the journey to completing the PhD and for working with a community that I did in Cape Town was a labor of a lot of hard work and a lot of love. I moved to South Africa and joined a community as a new member of that environment. And so it means so much more that the impact that the work had, the research had, all of the artists, all of the creatives that I worked with, all the members of the community that I worked with, were able to be a part of this and to benefit in some small way. I don't live in South Africa at the moment, and I think this means even more to me because of that, and just brings me back to the purpose of what our PhD was, and the outcome was far more than I could have ever wished for. So I am really, really grateful, and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Isaacs. You may take your seats. Which is taken. I call on Dr. Sekgapana to present the following award. The Benjamin Anderson Award. Okay. The Benjamin Anderson Award is aimed at recognizing outstanding performance in the Bachelor of Commerce qualification. A critical feature of this qualification is the applied research component that focuses on allowing the student to address a burning issue or challenges identified in the workplace or community. An approach unique to the Da Vinci Institute within its context. Research should have a purpose and a positive impact on the community or at the organization at large. The award will be presented to a student who has passed the program cum laude and who has achieved a minimum of 75% in their work-based challenge of research modules. The recipient of this award will go to Johanni Lienberg. Thank you, Dr. Sekgapana. You may take your seat. I now call on Prof. Benjamin Anderson to present the award for the Postgrad Diploma Top Achiever Award. The Top Achiever Award for the Postgrad Diploma recognizes individuals who display outstanding overall achievements of dedication and excellence in their studies and who have obtained the qualification cum laude. They have also provided strong evidence of outstanding ROI in their study, especially with regard to social and organizational returns. And the recipient for this award is going to be Janine Reddy. Thank you, Prof. Anderson. You may take your seat. What a remarkable day this has been. You guys agree, right? Today, we're not just witnessing success, we are celebrating transformation. Each Da Vinci graduate before us presents a story of courage, resilience, and the power of possibility. To our graduates, this moment belongs to you. You have walked a path that demands courage and commitment. You balanced work, family, and study. You sacrificed weekends, sleep, and comfort. You faced doubts, deadlines, and sometimes even data didn't want to cooperate. Because we know how that gets. Yet here you go. Standing tall, you're wearing your gowns with pride and leaving proof that perseverance and purpose truly pay off. And let's be honest, there were nights you probably thought this day would never come. Those long Zoom sessions, the endless reading list, the late night assignments where you whisper to yourself, why did I do this to myself? And yet, look at you now. You're radiant, you're relieved, and pretending it was all a smooth journey. As you step toward into the chapter of your lives, remember this: education is not just a key, it is a light. And when you let your shine through your thinking, your leading, and your being, you eliminate the path for others to follow. On behalf of the Da Vinci Institute, your mentors and your loved ones, we say congratulations, halala.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of our formal proceedings, and I call upon the chairperson of Senate to formally dissolve this congregation.
Thank you, ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not in my script, but I would like to take this opportunity to once again just congratulate all the graduates here today. It took a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifices, and you can only pat yourselves on the back. Congratulations once more. As the chairperson of Senate, I hereby dissolve this congregation of the Da Vinci Institute for Technology Management. Thank you.
Could we kindly stand for the national anthem? Thank you.
Please remain standing as the academic procession leaves with the students to follow.